David Larry, one of the owners of Bosers Greenhouse, joins us here today on Primetime Local News, and we're talking about the unveiling of their brand new corn maze, which is now officially open to the public. So, David, I guess first things first is, why did you guys decide to build a corn maze?
Well, honestly, it's been something that I've been thinking of doing for 4 or 5 years. We have a commercial greenhouse here in St. Walburg, and we were looking at ways to expand our growing season because we do our big spring bedding plant run. We still have trees and shrubs throughout the summer, and we were looking at kind of extending things into the fall, and the corn maze kind of was an idea. So I partnered with the Maze Company out of Utah in the USA. They are the professionals in building corn mazes. I think they have over 350 different maze partners throughout North America and Europe. And we're one of them in Saskatchewan. There's a couple of us here, a few in Alberta. So yeah, but they kind of guided us along, helped us with our design, and showed us the ropes on how to build that maze that we got out there. So.
What are some of the specs of this cornfield, and what all went into physically putting this together?
The field we seeded the corn on a perfect grid system, perfect rows, north and south, east and west with GPS. I had Smith Silaging, and they came in and seeded that for me. Once it was growing, we literally went out and counted the rows of corn in the field. They were on 15-inch spacing, and I believe our field out there is about 400 rows wide and 600 rows long. So once we had that information, we were able to send that back to our people in Utah. They fit our design into that spacing, and we tweaked it a little bit. And then we, once we had the design in place, I had a bunch of my friends, we got together and we mapped it out. And how we did that, we had to go out there and physically count the rows, 20 rows one way and 20 the other way, and flag the whole field. So we ended up with about 250 flags out there. And then once you have that grid system set up, we spray painted the design into the field, and there's different ways to do it. You can till it, we can mow it, or you can spray the design. I wasn't comfortable with the first one we've ever done spraying it. So we physically went out there with a push mower, and because there was some really tight nooks and crannies, a larger mower just wasn't going to work. So we push mowered that whole design. It took us about 4 days to cut it. And then we've been maintaining that throughout July here. Of course, as everybody knows, we're having a tough year with rain. We're in a bad drought. So we were no different here. We had to start watering it throughout those hot days of July. And I believe we hauled about 110,000 gallons of water to keep it alive in certain places. We have a couple little hills in there, and they were suffering. So that's kind of what we've done, and the process throughout the last 5 weeks, getting it to the stage it's at right now.
How many acres of land is it actually?
It's 5.2 acres, the corn maze itself. So it is quite an area to navigate. I'm going to take my, I don't have it yet, but I'm going to take a measuring wheel out there and physically map the distance. But I want to say it's about 1.5 to 2 kilometers from start to finish out there. So.
Talk about the design of the maze. We all saw it from the aerial shots on your guys' Facebook page. They're, really unique. It even spells out your guys' name, which is really cool. So were these designs all your guys' doing, or was it more so the company that you worked with?
They've done it for 20 some years. There's piles of pictures of past mazes you can look at and kind of get ideas from. I chose sunflower for of course the greenhouse. It was a flower. I liked the design. St. Walburg's famous for their wild blueberry festival. Unfortunately, it's not happening this year, but we have 3 blueberries in that design as well. And there's 2 bumblebees in there, which all kind of fit into the greenhouse theme. I wanted our name in it for the first one. I wanted the year. If it doesn't turn out, at least I've got that as a memory. It'll be, we'll have that keepsake of our name and the year and the design. So no, there was just all the ideas I had. and they just helped, fit it all in.
And just to wrap things up, David, what are the admission prices along with the hours for the maze?
Admission is $12, and that's for ages 2 and up. And that gets you everything else on the farm. We have in the greenhouse some games. We have a big Adirondack chair that I had a local guy in Maidstone build for us. So a great family photo shoot opportunity. It's 8 feet tall, 4 feet wide. You can fit a whole family in the chair. So it's kind of cool. One of the big attractions, I've had some friends over and their kids. We have a corn box, which is literally some square bales in our greenhouse. We've made a big rectangular. We threw a tarp in it. We lined it, filled it up with corn seed. So instead of a sandbox, they call it a corn box, and the kids can go and play in corn seed. So they're having a blast with that. We got a couple more attractions. We're working on a wagon rides. We're got another night or two of retrofitting our wagon. We rebuilt it all, and we'll be offering wagon rides on select dates, probably mostly on weekends. We'll have refreshments and light snacks and things here that people can purchase if they feel up to it. And some special dates coming up as well. August 20th is our first big one. We have a corn roast where we'll be, cooking corn on the cob and having a kind of a nice family supper that night. So anybody that's here that day can take that in. And then when we get into October, of course, we're going to be doing some haunted mazes. Those will run, of course, that time of year is a little darker earlier. We're open right now daily, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at night. We actually are open till 8, but the last entry into the maze is 7 p.m. We're open every day until September 6th. Then at that point, we are going to go to weekends, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays through September and October. And the hours are very similar during those dates. For anybody that's never been to Bosers Greenhouse, you can find us on Google Maps. We do have some signs in the ditch, but we're 4 miles west and 1.5 miles north of St. Walburg on Range Road 3232. But type us in on Google Maps, type in Bosers Greenhouse, you'll find us there.
David, I really appreciate your time. Thank you very much for joining us. More information on the corn maze can be found at boserscornmaze.ca. David, thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks, Connor. I really appreciate it. Take care.